Hey, what is going on, guys? So today I'm talking to you guys about why your lead quality sucks. Okay, so there's three things you must understand why your lead quality sucks. My name is Harvey Lemus. I've been in the marketing game for 6 years plus. I've worked in dozens of niches. So if you want to learn about me, go learn about me. You know where to look. But I'm going to be talking to you about why your lead quality sucks and what can you do to fix that. So the first thing you need to understand, right, is part of the game, right? So unfortunately, we live in advertising ecosystem where it's part of the game, right? There's gonna be tons of bots on these platforms, and that doesn't mean that real people aren't using it. That doesn't mean real people aren't actually interacting with your ads. It's just there's a lot of bots, right? And it's just part of the game. I don't really have an answer for you, like in terms of a solution here, because it's just part of the game, right? You're gonna get some bots if you're spending a lot of money. Yeah, so part of the game. Second thing is this is where I can't help you, right? Is uh, messaging. I cannot write messaging. I can't write. I'm lying. I'm a great writer, clearly. But messaging, right? Why aren't you getting high lead quality? It's because your messaging sucks, right? You're speaking to the wrong person. What does speaking to the wrong person, like, what does that do? It attracts the wrong people. So even at your best peak in your ad spend, it's still speaking to the wrong person. So your whole advertising is off, right? Just and this is why messaging is so important, and understanding who you're speaking to is the foundation of marketing, because once you understand who you're speaking to the T, like you understand who they are, what gender they are, what age they are, what motivates them, what pisses them off, what are the reasons they actually like would do it, right? Like features, benefits, advantages, right? And then what are the reasons they won't do it? Objections, limiting beliefs. Once you understand those core things, then you'll realize that it's not really that expensive to advertise, because you're speaking to the right person for a super cheap cost, right? And advertising works, right? You probably had a thing where it's like, oh, does advertising work for me? And it doesn't work for you because your avatar is off, right? But it works for everyone else because their avatar is on point. So messaging, right? Messaging is super important, and this is why your lead quality sucks. Like, this is probably why most advertising does not work, is because the messaging's off. And apart from the other reason I'm about to share with you, is that you just don't know how to speak to the people you want to, not because you're dumb, but it's just because you don't have the right systems, you don't have the right processes. So it's not really on you. Like, you would never, unless you spent so much time in the game, like, how would you know that? You wouldn't, right? This is why people work with mentors, people work with consultants, people work with experts, because when you're focused on so many different things, you can't focus on doing everything at a high level. You can't. It's impossible. Steve Jobs didn't even do that, right? Jesus Christ, I mean, maybe Jesus, I don't know, but Steve Jobs couldn't. Bill Gates can't. So why do you think you can, right? And these people build multi-billion-dollar systems, right? Foundations, teams, staff, companies. So messaging's off, right? Go fix that, bro. Third thing, right, is math is not mathing. Oh, I'm too funny. Okay, for my, no, I'm joking. But what does that mean, right? That's a popular joke in today's, social media age. But math is not mathing. That just means your economics are off. Your numbers are off. You don't know your numbers. So how are you going to be able to make something work if you don't understand your numbers, right? Imagine you were going to a city, right? Like, and there's two people, right? They're like, oh snap, the city is like over there. Like, it takes some time, but it's over there. Versus the other person who's like, oh no, the city is 23 minutes away. It's 5.3 miles away. Who would you listen to? Who, if there was two cars to go in, who would you go with, right? You're gonna go with the person who knows the math, right? And this is the thing. It's like you're getting into something and you don't know how far it is till you get there. And you want to run advertising campaigns, but you don't know how long it's gonna take for you to actually see a return, right? You're just guessing, right? You're just going with the flow, right? You're looking at impressions, right? But that's not what's gonna get you sales, right? So you need to know your math, right? Because once you understand your math and you get the economics behind the game, right, then you're in a position where they say, right, I'm gonna give you a little saying, is that running ads is just like gambling, but with better odds. So what does that mean? When you gamble, you don't know if you're gonna win. If you flip a coin and it's 50-50 heads or tails, is it really gonna be 50-50 for the first time you do it? Maybe, right? But then you might just go on a 10 streak of like getting tails 10 times and you haven't got heads once. right? But then do it over 100 times, then it may come out to like 47, 53, right? And it gets closer to that 50-50. So it's kind of like gambling, but with better odds. That's what advertising is, because once you understand the math and you understand, they call it cascading percentages, right? So if you understand, like, if 100 people see your ad, one of those actually become the customer. And I'm super simplifying that, by the way. There's so many things in the process between that, like opt-in, how many people actually visit the page, how many people dropped off, how many people actually, click the calendar button, how many people actually from calendar filled out the application, how many people from the application actually booked the call, how many people actually showed up, how many people actually got to discovery phase, how many people actually, heard an offer, how many people from this offer actually closed, how many people from those closed actually, stayed and became a good client, got your lifetime value and didn't ask for a refund, right? So much numbers in play, right? But you don't have one of those. You don't even have 3. So how are you supposed to know this? You can't. Impossible. So this is why your lead quality sucks. And I'm gonna give you a bonus one, right, that I didn't mention, but now that I have your attention, let's get to it, right? So this is a bonus one, right? So thank me later. Invoice coming in the mail soon. So I'm not doing this for free, I'm a tit for a tat type of person. But it's a bonus, right? Gotta let you know that it's a bonus. I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing this for free, right? But it's fastest path to cash, right? So what does fastest path to cash mean? So it's like you guys want to make more sales, but you guys have 1,000 things getting in the way of actually making that happen, right? So what does that mean? So when you have a funnel, right? And there's 5 stages, right? There's here, to here, to here, to here, right? And you understand, like, let's say 100, and this is like 20%, and this is like, 50%, and then this is like, 20%, and then this is like, I don't know, let's just say 1. I don't know, these numbers are wrong, right? Don't listen to numbers. But the point is, like, where is this less friction compared to this? This is like 20%. This is like 15%. Let me ask you. I don't have a calculator in front of me, but which one, right? If I were to throw in 100 grand, right, to both of these, right? This one and this one, right? You can't see it because it's black. Let me split it. This one or this one? Which one would have higher throughput? Which one at the end of this, right? Which one at this one at the end right here, right? Because this is like right here, low key. Same thing. Which one would give you more? This one would. Why? Because there's less steps. And when there's less steps, you get more. So this is the fastest path to cash, right? Most people are like, they have a door knocking team, and then they go visit the appointment. They go the first time they speak, and then they have an appointment, and then they have a sales call, and then sometimes it converts, sometimes they don't. So they have another call, and then it converts there, but then there's like another process, right? Versus that's the 5 steps, right? Versus they watch a video, they book, it's on a call, and it closes. That's it. This is all we want, because once you shorten the funnel, then you worry about less friction, right? Less points of, and there's only, you can even hear what the sounds. There's less. So when there's less, you're able to get more out of it, because all you got to do is just input more, and then your numbers, so the math's gonna math correctly. You're gonna get the right percentages that you're looking for, and that's it. That's it. That's the fastest path to cash. And most people don't understand that concept, and because of that, then they have so much more friction points. But even then, right? Even if you were to take this route, if you have the math on point and you know your math, you're gonna win. You're gonna see success, because you get it. You get what it's gonna take to get there. You know that it's 20 minutes away. You know that it's 5.5 miles away, and that's it. That's it. That's the game. So that's the game of marketing, right? That's just that's from a high level strategy view, right? And then you need to understand how to actually do that. right? So this is why people work with people like me. So if you want to learn more, click below, wherever the link is, right? You know, you're not dumb. You know where to click. You know where to find me. Go to my bio, right? Wherever. And learn how you can do that. There's a training on there. Probably going to help you. Definitely going to help you. Yeah, so go check it out. My name's Harvey Lemus, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.